So last time I showed you my new book, Double Weave, which I will be able to use on the loom once it's fully functional and assemblable. Those parts should be here tomorrow. We shall see. I somehow think they'll be delayed based on what I'm seeing on tracking. But in the meanwhile, I have a haul. Come share it with me. All right, now this one I kind of peeked at because I wanted to make sure of what it was, given that it wasn't a book. But this is going to accompany me on my weaving journey, if it's any good. It's a new flavor. Well, there's also the parsley I needed for the kitchen. I decided to try Lipton's matcha latte powder because I really like a matcha latte and I have issues with dairy, and apparently some of the powdered latte powders mixes don't make that flare as badly as making it from scratch. So I'm going to give this a try. We'll see. It may be horrible. It may be yummy. But haven't tried it yet. It is just latte powder. I have a couple of chai lattes types that I get from an international market that are delicious. Next, an actual book. Aha! I wasn't expecting this one yet. Tom Knisely's Rags to Rugs. I am about to have a parallel countermarsh loom, and while most rag rugs are woven on a countermarsh loom, some may or may not agree that the Spring 2 is heavy duty enough. I would agree about the Spring 1 not being heavy duty enough because of the separation of the whole front assembly from the floor. But the Spring 2 changed that, and it seems like a much sturdier, heftier loom. So I'm going to try, and this seemed like a good starting point to get some ideas. Also, we have a lot of really good thrift stores that I could go and ask. We also have Fab Scrap that literally collects scrap fabric. So rag rugs can be woven with all kinds of odd-shaped scraps. So that's on the docket. Then two more. Oh, scratch that, three more. Apparently, this is the Bible of 8-shaft weaving, the way the Green Book is the Bible for floor looms in general. I theoretically have a copy of this. I very carefully left it upstairs because I had shaft envy and really wanted an 8-shaft loom, but didn't have one. So I didn't bring it downstairs with the active books, and then all the books got moved and reorganized, and now we can't find it. So of course, now that I have this one, the other one will appear. But all that means is I can maybe take one of them to be rebound as a spiral, so it'll open flat without risking the knowledge if they mess it up somehow. Also, I tend to take on newbie students who want to learn a thing and then pass them on with a good book that'll help. So I've no doubt that if we find the other copy of this, it'll go to a good home eventually. But I can't wait to play with Strickler. I am a member of the Strickler in Color Facebook group, and they are so inspiring. And I I just can't wait to play. I think that between this, the Jane Stafford School of Weaving, some of the other books I've purchased, and the like, I think things will be pretty darned amazing. And normally I wouldn't hesitate to put my guild in that list, and some of them are truly amazing, but they are severely diminishing their ability to do remote or digital connections, which makes it a lot harder for me to attend anything. So they are being less than helpful at the moment. So, new book. This one I hadn't really looked at carefully until another YouTuber, the Tall Weaver, I believe, mentioned this book, and what little I could see from the Amazon page about it, he was right. It was mind-blowingly interesting. A structure that I'm already intrigued by, a concept, namely color and weave, that I'm already absolutely over the moon about, and just really beautiful things. Also, it's written in the same style as some of my favorite sort of weaving Bibles, in the sense that it's a whole bunch of different minor variations and how it results in a slightly different weave. I can't wait to have fun with this. One last box. Alrighty. Very, very important gadget. This will hopefully serve as the undercastle lights for my loom, so that I can see what I'm doing when I'm warping, or just weaving in general. It may need to be fiddled around with to see how to mount it, but these will magnetically attach, they're rechargeable, and they were surprisingly affordable. So we shall see. I will try to come back and put a link, especially if I actually like them, which I don't know yet. And finally, Overshot Simply by Susan Kessler Simpson. Now, I have about 5 of this lady's books in my wish list, but the one that really caught my attention was this purple doohickey on the front. I adore Overshaft, and almost all the Overshaft I've seen in old school has a cream background. And I just refuse. Yes, natural yarn is cheaper, but it will get stained if I glance at it the wrong way. And while the colored stuff might get stained too, hence the stains on my dress, it doesn't show the way it does on nearly white. So I'm imagining making something dress-like out of something like this, and I'm just sort of blown away at the possibilities. Now, there's things like that, where you can have decorative sections on a dress, or you can make the whole fabric be a dress. You just need to watch your materials for issues with density, but if you can make something that drapes that beautifully as a wrap, you should be able to make a whole dress out of material like that. And I can't wait to play. Now I just need to wait for my parts to get here so I can have the loom to play on. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join me on my weaving adventures. Bye-bye.